and welcome up to video on the F1 Journal, and today we're looking at the state of the driver market after the chaos that went down last week. We all thought we'd have a relaxing summer break, but no. Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, etc. had other plans. So yeah, as I say, today we're going to look at the state of play in the driving market, and we're going to start off with McLaren and Oscar Piastri, because obviously if you've been living under a rock, Oscar Piastri was announced for Alpine, and then in the subsequent hours he denied that he was going to drive for Alpine. That seems pretty much done now, and all the rumours suggest that Oscar Piastri will take Daniel Ricciardo's seat at McLaren, with Ricciardo being told he's basically not wanted the team anymore, so they're negotiating payoff, and Oscar Piastri will come in. And yeah, for Piastri, I think this is a really great move for him. Having a long-term contract, he'll be really valued at McLaren, I think. Maybe get more valued than with Alpine, who had Fernando Alonso, and he was obviously their clear preference keeping the car. But for him to get straight into McLaren in his rookie season is huge for him. And you know, people forget how good this guy was. He won Formula Renault, Formula 3, Formula 2, 3 seasons in a row, and I really think he can go against Lando Norris and give him a run for his money. So yeah, the first piece of silly season, or one of multiple pieces of silly season now, seems to be falling into place with Oscar Piastri joining McLaren, and yeah, what a great sign that would be. That could then lead to Daniel Ricciardo going back to Alpine, the team he had a really great season with in 2020 and solid enough in 2019 as well. And yeah, obviously, as I said earlier, McLaren seem to be negotiating his payoff at the moment, and he'll leave McLaren after 2 seasons. It's just gone horribly wrong. I don't know what he's gone wrong there, because it just seemed like a partnership that was destined to work, but obviously it just totally hasn't. And yeah, like I say, with Piastri, he should have been in the Alpine, Alonso off to Aston Martin. That could leave the door open for Daniel Ricciardo and a chance to Alpine. And if you look at the other drivers available really for Alpine, you've got, really scraping the barrel, Michael Schumacher, Mick Schumacher maybe. If you're looking at F2, Felipe Drugovich, Guan Yu Zhou could go back there. But for me, yeah, there's just no options. Could buy out Gasly out of his contract, but that's unlikely considering he's recently just signed with AlphaTauri. So for me, the best option is Daniel Ricciardo. Maybe give him a 1-year deal just while the driving market opens up a bit in 2024, and just see if we can get the old Daniel Ricciardo, the honey badger, back. Because yeah, that'd be the best move for everyone. We saw how good he was in that Renault in 2020, and yeah, hopefully if he gets one final chance, new environment away from McLaren, this could be his chance to succeed. So yeah, for me, I'm backing Daniel Ricciardo to go back to Alpine and turn around his form from the last few years, and wouldn't everyone love to see that? What kick-started the whole Piastri saga was, of course, Fernando Alonso's move to Aston Martin, a move that literally no one saw coming. For me, I put out a video about it last week, and I'm still not convinced it's the right move, for Fernando at least. Alpine seems to be on an upward trajectory, Aston Martin down at the bottom of the midfield again, just don't seem to be making any progress at all. And yeah, I'm not sure about it. I'm sure he's got a big pay packet from Lawrence Stroll, and obviously it gives him long-term security in F1. But yeah, I'm still surprised by that move. Maybe Alonso sees more potential in him, but at his age, can he do it? I don't know. It's a multi-year deal, so we'll see. But yeah, like I say, that was the big mover in the driving market that led to all the chaos we saw last week. And yeah, for Fernando Alonso, he'll have to hope that Aston Martin make a major step forward this year. Another consequence of the whole saga last week is obviously at Williams, because it seemed for so long that Oscar Piastri would go to Williams on loan from Alpine for a few seasons, replacing Nicholas Latifi, who, let's face it, hasn't been great this season. So yeah, that obviously now leaves a seat vacant at Williams. And yeah, it's going to be really intriguing to see how it goes for, because Latifi, he's probably got slightly better as the year gone around. But yeah, really after the season he's had, I'd be very surprised if they retained him. But yeah, when you look at the driving market, their options just seem to be sparse, really. Yeah, I'm just not sure who could have been out there. Logan Sargent obviously has had a really good run recently in F2, and I would say the American drawer as well. That's put him in a solid position to get to the seat. Alex Albon obviously signed a new deal last week, so he's staying there multi-year deal as a team leader. But yeah, for the other seat, I'm thinking Logan Sargent may be the main contender, and if Williams don't think he's quite ready yet, maybe a 1 year stopgap solution. We could see something like Nick de Vries get his opportunity in F1, which I would love to see. But yeah, would they have him as a 1 year stopgap? Would he want to come to F1 in a 1 year stopgap as a back marker car when he's even got a winning WEC program and another Formula E program rumoured? So yeah, it's an interesting one for Williams, but at the moment I'd say Logan Sargent is probably the favourite for that seat. really with the stuff going on, just with his performance recently in F2 and the US draw. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how all the chaos this week affects Williams, because yeah, I'd still be very surprised if Latifi lines up for them in 2023. Some other interesting things in the driver market maybe that weren't affected by last week's chaos, but I'm looking down the grid to see what seats I think could change. And one seat that I'm not seeing a lot the people think that could change hands, but I think there's a real high chance that it could do, is maybe at Alfa Romeo with Zhou Guanyu going out of the team after only one season and Teo Porcher going in. And yeah, don't get me wrong, Guanyu Zhou hasn't been bad at all this season. I mean, like, for a rookie, he's put in some really impressive performances and has got majorly unlucky, but at the end of the day, he still only has, what, a ninth of the points of Bottas, something like that. And yeah, I mean, like, Alfa Romeo and Sauber have put so much time into Teo Porcher over the years, and suddenly he's really closing the gap in on Dragovic recently. And so if he goes and wins an F2, and, you know, he can't even get a seat in Alfa Sauber, I mean, like, for me, yeah, that would be something wrong there. And Porcher, who's been really great, probably better than Zhou in the junior series, definitely does deserve a seat. I mean, so, like, yeah, for me, I think Porcher has a decent chance of replacing Zhou at Alfa Romeo next year. I mean, but at the same time, it really does depend on both drivers' performances towards the end of the season as well. Finally, maybe two other seats that seem to be in a slight bit of jeopardy. I'm going to start off with the one that I don't think will change hands at all, and that's Yuki Tsunoda. I think he will get another season at AlphaTauri. He has been a bit stoppy recently, but on the whole, I'd say he's had a pretty solid season this year, much better than last year at least, and it's continuing to prove. So for me, I think AlphaTauri would be stupid to let him go. Not really too many junior drivers in F2 really that are threatening his position. Deruva the highest, but I mean, he seems more involved in McLaren these days than Red Bull. And then you've got Vips and Lawson. Obviously, you know what happened with Vips, so that makes that very unlikely. Lawson, you know, hasn't put really in the performances this year. So yeah, for me, Tsunoda definitely warrants a seat for another year. You've got likes of Ajay Kajar in F3, currently joint lead of the standings, who could feature maybe in 2024, but maybe this is a bit too early for him. And the other seat that seems to be in a reasonable amount of doubt is Mick Schumacher at Haas, with rumours from Germany that he hasn't been impressing Haas or Ferrari, and that would be a major worry for him. I mentioned Guanyu Zhou earlier could be in danger of losing his seat at Haas, so maybe Alfa Romeo, so maybe if Haas needs some money, Zhou Guanyu can come in with the Chinese sponsorship, and just an idea really, if Mick Schumacher doesn't continue to impress, so yeah, he needs some big performances, because it really does sound like there is a lot of pressure on him for that seat. Maybe the one saving grace is if Ferrari do have some influence, there's no one really that they can bring in, but yeah, for me, I do think Mick Schumacher needs some good result, because yeah, I mean, like, his seat will be under threat really, especially when you've got drivers like Guanyu Zhou who may be in danger of losing their seat and can bring money, so he needs to step up in the second half of the season. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and any comments down below. Follow and subscribe for daily F1 news, and subscribe to the channel, and be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.